I am not wearing a Madonna shirt as shade. I was wearing this all day, and I didn't even know I was gonna make this video, but I felt inspired to. Hello, my fam, Perez Hilton here, the queen of all media, the original influencer, and former friend of Lady Gaga. She and I had a very public falling out, and many of you think I'm a Gaga hater. Well, here I am reviewing her Coachella performance, 2025. I say 2025 because she did perform at Coachella a few years ago. I stayed up past my bedtime, and I am sure glad I did. I don't even need a sentence to encapsulate that performance. If I had to use just one word to describe Gaga at Coachella, it would be masterful. I'm going to get into specifics, but first, overall, that, in my opinion, was better than Gaga's Super Bowl halftime show performance, which was also wonderful. That was the best thing that Gaga has ever done, in my opinion. I'll take it a step further. In my opinion, that was the best Coachella performance I have ever seen. And now let me back it up with reasons why. That felt so unexpected. I thought we were going to get mayhem, but what we actually got was a little bit of everything. We got drama, we got theater, we got opera, we got dance, we got vocals. But what we left with was healing. It was the opposite of mayhem in a way. It was not weird. Gaga can sometimes go way weird. This felt very authentic to who she is, but also for the masses. And I think that was intentional. This was not a Lady Gaga tour. This was Gaga at Coachella. And she was very mindful of that. She understood the assignment. She brilliantly played to the audience at Coachella and also the audience at home watching live on the YT. I love that there was not a single medley. There were songs and moments, iconography, so many moments of delight. I'll take it a step further. This was one of the best things that I've ever seen from anyone. Yes, better than Beyonce, better than Michael Jackson, in my opinion. I've never seen an artist give massive and intimate at Coachella like she did. The scale of the production, building an opera house, the ginormity of the stage, the entire width of it, and going far out into the audience. And she worked every inch of that stage and that catwalk and the B stage, and then literally going down and touching the audience and working the ground as she walked all the way back to the stage. Masterful. I mean, like literally so many moments that I will never forget, from the dramatic, never been done before original entrance to taking that selfie when she was in the audience. And what I loved the most is it felt so fresh. I got the Gaga that we're used to, but then I also got 2025 Gaga doing 2025 things that we've not seen from her before. It all felt truly magical. And I think her fiancé and her being in love had such an effect on this production, because the second word that I'd use that's a recurring after masterful is romantic. Everything was so romantic because Gaga can also not just be weird, she can be harsh. But we got a romanticized version of harsh at times and weird, but through the filter of romantic. From the costumes to the hair, it was all, not a damsel in distress, a damsel liberating herself and liberating the audience. And she had, what was it, 100,000 people plus? I don't even know. She had all of them in the palm of her hand. When she sang Shallow, they were so with her. Quiet. Plugged in. Wow. And she sang, and she sang. That microphone was on. I loved hearing her breathing. I also think that was intentional. Gaga, at this point in her career, works with whomever she wants, the best of the best. If she wanted, her sound engineer could mix the breathing down during those moments. But she included that intentionally. Intentional, that is the third word. Everything was intentional. So substantial. Meticulous, like the attention to detail was just so impressive. And not only were her vocals on point, but so was her dancing. And she danced and still, from beginning to end, sounded amazing. And I loved, like I said, that we got newness. I appreciated so much that the orchestrations of all of the songs, every single one was built from scratch. There was no recycling. The arrangements were new. The ginormous, not just set, but the ginormous band and orchestra accompanying her. And all of those dancers. And the choreography for almost all of it was new, that we've never seen before, for the most part. There were some bits that were homages to the past, but not a ton of that. It was fresh. And even though it was fresh and new, there were still callbacks. I really appreciated all of the Easter eggs, from the VMAs look, where I was with her, to those boots, the boots, you know which boots I'm talking about, the boots that she always loves to wear, from the paparazzi music video when she was in a wheelchair, to doing paparazzi at Coachella, but with crutches, to the pointy shoulders, to every time she said, yeah! I don't think that was an Easter egg as much as that's just her thing, but it felt very nostalgic. And I say this from firsthand knowledge and experience, those first few tours of Gaga, they were under-rehearsed. That's who she was then. She was very DIY, messy. There was nothing messy about her Coachella 2025 performance. And I would venture to say, guess, it was over-rehearsed. She did that and was so prepared, and it was brilliant. It was masterful. Literally, there was nothing I disliked about it. I would have liked to hear Just Dance, and we didn't, and that was surprising. But who cares? Because it was such a home run, epic, grand slam, A++, like, wow. I'm going to be thinking about this for a very long time. She made history, and she knew it. She poured every ounce of her talents, her creativity, her passion, her hopes, her dreams, her manifestation, everything. She put everything into this performance, and I got it. And I think everybody got it. Kudos to you. Kudos to you, Gaga. So what did you think? Let's all talk in the comments.